what strikes me is that the recorded so-called Sepoy Mutiny was 1857, right, if you recall. And by the time independence came, it was almost 100 years later in 1947. Because we don't sit and visualize it, right? We don't realize that this movement sustained for nearly 100 years. And that doesn't mean somebody came to Freedom Park every day, right? Of course, this was a jail. But it means that it ebbed and flowed, and someone or the other picked up that baton. Someone or the other picked it up, right? It was like a relay. Maybe somebody in some village in the corner of Tamil Nadu did it. Maybe somebody else in the corner of in the middle of Bihar did it, right? So, but it just went on and sustained at a certain level until that rock was pushed over hill, if you will. Of course, a lot of other things that happened in between. I'm glossing over them. The point is that is what it took for people to fight a might as big as the British. And we are the same people. The current regime is nothing for us. Nothing. We may believe that just what 13th, today is what, the 28th, 15 days back, 16 days back, it seemed impossible, right? It seemed impossible that there would be a regime change in Karnataka. If you set aside the pre polls, if you set aside all the talk, just from the perspective of having been used to the current regime, the previous regime, it was almost impossible to have imagined such a warping sort of backlash against them. And it happened. That's the power of people, right? So, the reason something like this is important is not only that it carries the baton, but also because I think we should be very conscious that in a democracy, we the people are a unit. There is state and there is people. It's not adversarial necessarily. There is a lot of give and take, and there is a lot of collaboration that happens. There's a lot of work that we've done, many of us in civil society, where it has been a dialogue with the government, it has been a negotiation with the government, and that is how democracy should be. But then there come times when it is the absolutely unthinkable starts to happen. When state puts itself deliberately in an adversarial position. People don't do that. The state does that, right? The state chooses to take a position that is anti-people on purpose and very deliberately. And you can see that day after day after day. In a given moment, when the regime hears of this, the instant reaction may be to protect one of their own. Maybe a few days later, with all the media attention to it, maybe they think again. Maybe they cede an inch, but they don't. They keep at it. And then civil society raises its voice. Various opposition raise their voices. And yet the regime keeps at it. Now, at this point, it is very deliberate, very calculated to say, I shall not let justice prevail no matter what, because it is one of us. We need to preserve our power, and that is more important than anything else. It's almost like I'm reminded of, what's her name, Martha Stewart, this lady in the US, or Al Capone, right? They got imprisoned, they got caught for very, very small offenses. Their offenses were so grievous and so heinous, but that's not what they got caught for. I think she kind of swiped some napkin or something like that and got caught. So it will happen. They will trip on themselves, but we got to keep up that pressure. It's not happening unless we keep up that pressure. Every single time women have come out and protested, and my earliest memory as an activist is with the 2012 heinous case of Jyoti Nirbhaya in Delhi. Things changed. There was a massive change in law. It may not seem so on the ground, but there was a massive change. It was the Justice Verma Committee. The law fundamentally changed. The definition of rape changed. The who changed, the what changed, the how changed, everything changed. Then too, state resisted. They didn't go this far at all. They took a while, but they woke up, right? And they woke up because of citizen pressure, not only in Delhi, but everywhere across India. Every time women come out and men stand in solidarity with them, it will happen. It happened for CA and NRC, if you recall. Till now, it is not notified. It is not notified, right? Women came out in huge numbers and led that protest. You see the farmers' protest, the government had to step back, right? This will happen. If we sustain, if the wrestlers in Delhi sustain, this will happen. The state cannot take down the might of people. They will have to bite dust. They will have to take a step back. This will bring them down, if nothing, right? So I think we should keep it up, give all ourselves a round of applause. When we finish this, you know, social media access you have, whatever WhatsApp access you have, please tell people, put it on your status, send out a little note and say, hey, I did something different today. I went to this thing. Here's a picture or two. Here is what somebody said. And it just keeps you alive, right? And else organizes a protest, share it, even if you can't go, urge other people to go and keep this up.